Part 2. The negative way. The being of separate beings is non-separate being. The being of separate beings is non-separate being. Trying to say ne plus ultra. It is necessary to understand that I am, in order that I may know that I am not. So that at last I may realize that I am not, therefore I am. "20. Why Lazarus is still laughing. It may seem to be impossible to dispose of the notion I am. It is like a cork. The moment one ceases to hold it down, up it pops. And anyway, who holds it down? One may say that there is only the void, but then there is the void and the sayer that there is only the void, which is a duality. And if one says that the void is I, then I am also the void. Therefore, I still, objectively, am. Quite evidently, the inexistence of I cannot be said. But can it be thought? That which is normally meant by thought is potentially capable of verbal expression, so that it cannot be thought either. What is I if it is not a presence? I am a presence, if anything. But where there is a presence, there can be an absence. Therefore, if I am a presence, I can also be an absence. But then, of course, an absence implies a presence. An absence is also a presence, an absence. And I am not I, and not I am I. Non-existence implies existence, so that I cannot not exist without existing. No, I cannot be disposed of, for in disposing of me, my existence is thereby posed. I am a concept, and all concepts are dualistic, so that my inexistence cannot be thought. But to conclude from that dualistic analysis that I necessarily am in reality would be unwarranted. Dualistically, I inevitably am, but it seems to me non-dualistically and equally inevitably that I cannot possibly be. The mere fact that dualistically I must be proves that non-dualistically I cannot be. Have we not succeeded in establishing something that cannot be established in any other way? Manifestation is a manifestation of non-manifestation, and non-manifestation is a non-manifestation of manifestation. There cannot not be manifestation dualistically. And for that reason, in reality, there cannot be manifestation. So that is why, quote, from the beginning, not a thing is, unquote, hui neng. Neither thing, nor entity, nor world, nor I. The world is my concept, built of sense perceptions. No concepts can be real. I am a concept, built of sense perceptions. I cannot be real. That surely is the whole truth. Conceptually, I must be, and via me, the world must be. But beyond conceptualism, nothing is, and that is the void. The void is also a non-void, or a plenum, insofar as it is a concept. There is just absolutely nothing that can be said about this, but it can be cognized by cognition that is definitely beyond thought. Trying to say it, trying to make it a concept is futile. So what can we do? When the notion that I am comes to me, I can still laugh. Having laughed at the notion that I am, and indeed it is far funnier because more absurd than the notion that I am not, which raised a good laugh when one first noticed it. What then? Conceptually I am, and how? Supraconceptually there is laughter. Which do I choose? There is no choosing. I am, and I am not, as long as I live. '21. The illuminating vision. The fact of conceiving that which is expressed by the words I am makes that I am an object of the conceiving subject. Ultimately, it seems I am necessarily an object. In fact, a subject is necessarily an object, insofar as it is seen as a subject. What then is the subject of which I am the object? There is only one subject that cannot become an object, because it cannot be conceived and has no existence in duality, and that is, I am not. And that, no doubt, is why I am not, therefore I am. It is also why I cannot possibly be, because, in order to be, I must become an object. And because I cannot be that, I am not. And why, not being, yet I am? Subject and object are then seen as one. We are both subject and object, alternatively in duality, simultaneously, fused, in unicity. And is not that the truth of Chan, as Huang Po assured us? If being is subject, and everything, including myself, in the dream, is object, then I am object. and subject only insofar as I am being, like everything else. But being is also an object and is not. Because I am not, everything is. Because I am, not a thing is. Everything is, because now, the now moment, is always present. When subject becomes object, object thereby becomes subject. For each is both, and both are each. But neither I object nor I subject, but only I am not, can see subject and object as one. Irreverence. The Buddha was sometimes naughty, but he may have done it to tease. For instance, he was fond of saying that nirvana is the same as samsara. That is ridiculous or obvious according to where you happen to be standing. Huineng was more downright, but then he was a young peasant. When someone asked him whether it was the pennant that flapped or the wind, he replied quite frankly that it was the man's own mind that was flapping. As for the Buddha's little jest, the answer is equally obvious and, in fact, the same. Where split mind sees samsara, whole mind sees nirvana. And they themselves are only the same insofar as neither of them exists. As he would have been the first to admit, and, no doubt, often pointed out after enunciating a doctrine about them. No wonder the monks burnt his images when they were feeling cold and were short of fuel.